Okay, welcome back. I'm at the same spot. Now that I have this, you can see it's just like it is. I usually put this down on my table. I'm going to try and hold this in my hands to do this. And I put both my fingers here and I pull this off. Well, let's just try it that way. So I'm going to pull that. See how easy that came out? And it didn't destroy my center here. Okay, so I'm going to put that down. And the next thing I'm going to do is, which really scares a lot of people, I'm just going to let this puppy rip. Okay. At this point, where we're at this point is that a lot of people, this is fine. You can stop here. This is a pretty flower. I use it quite often. I had gosh, where did it go? I made a card last Friday, I believe it was, on my blog. It's posted. And I made this same flower, only I made it in felt. And of course you can see this was a smaller circle. So, but it's really cute. It's felt. I stopped there. I put a little stickles on the edge and it was fine. So now that I have that, I want to go further. I want my edges to be rolled. Now for you ladies that attended my Bass Lake class, this is another version of how, this is different than what I showed you at class. That will be my next tutorial on how I make this flower, which is cool. But anyway, I want my edges to roll down. I don't know if you can see that. I like the rolled edges. I prefer that than this, although I've used it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got this glue dot. Now this is a 3D glue dot. Actually, when I get this whole thing finished, actually if I'm doing this, I work with glue. But for the video, I'm going to work with a glue dot. Anyway, I pull my flower facing me, and I have this little flat, I call it my base, and I'm going to put this glue dot right on that base. Okay, and mashed. Get that down there. Two things that are important about this that I find. See this first, right along the center there? I just make sure that that center, that first edge is on that dot. I don't care about the rest. And the next thing I'm really concerned about is getting my center locked down on that. So I kind of line this up, come back, and with my stylus end of this tool, I push that baby down inside that glue dot. Now that's a 3D super strength, and it holds it. What messes a lot of people's minds, see how this moves all around here? I like that. That's personally, I like that. But again, if this is where you want to stop, then you would put glue, of course. I just used a glue dot for this. Now, my go-to tool, and I shared this with the ladies up in Bass Lake, I use my pencil a lot. I just do. I want my edges distressed. And again, there's another technique I can show you. I use my pencil, and I don't know if you can see this. My lead, make sure that lead's down. And I just roll it around the edges, just like so. Now I'm holding this. I'm mashing this. And I'm just working my way around that edge. And the more I work it, the more distressed it gets. Now, people really worry if it starts to rip. I like rips. I sometimes rip it on purpose because I like that. Sometimes my paper will start to separate. I like that even more. There's no mistakes here, but I can promise you that no two roses will ever be the same, which I think is pretty cool. But anyway, so to me, there is no mistakes. And I just keep working this. Now I'm working 3 rows at the same time. And I just keep pushing. And the other thing I can tell you is that the thicker your cardstock, the more you'll have to work it. Now, if this were like pattern paper, of course, this would be already ripped by now. But I just keep working this. Maybe, let me check my time, see how far I can get with this. Getting there. Anyway, I just keep working this and working this. I'm going to work one side. And see, my pencil just really does a lot. And then I start rolling it down. This, I know that's moving around down there. I think that's cool. And see, that just pushes that edge down really nice and pretty. And I just keep going. And I sometimes just take my pencil on purpose and mash straight down. I make those divots in there. There's just no wrong way. But in the center, I push the centers in because I'm not going to be able to mash those edges down, so I push them to the center that kind of hides that. I don't know if you can see that, if my hand's hiding it. These are very pretty, made out of newspaper sprayed with glimmer mist, pattern paper. pretty much when I use pattern paper, I either make sure there's a color on the other side or double-sided. Because if it's a cardstock to where it's white on one side, you're going to want to make sure that you sponge the other end or covered it somehow to where it's not just white. But anyways, you can see I'm just messing with this. And I'm messing, and I'm just going to keep messing. I don't know that I'll get this completely done, but I'm hoping I'm giving you the idea. And then I just mess. I mean, paper's paper. And it molds so nicely. I mean, it's just fun. And the more I work it, I just, you know, it just rolls. Like I said, I'm sure there's all kinds of things you could use for this. I love my pencil. I think my pencil it just works. And I have a lot of them. So, and I keep scrunching. And then my paper keeps sliding here. And so when I get this, now this is, I would keep working this if I were, but again, see, I just ripped that. I think that's cool. So see, I'm going to really embellish that up. I'm going to roll that down even more. I'm going to make it split. See, I don't know if you can see that. I just think it adds character. I like ripping. Sometimes I just do it on purpose. But so see, I'm going to mash this down. Mash. And I just work this little big bad boy. The one thing I notice when people mash like this, you end up getting a square. You don't want that. So just keep messing. And again, sometimes I could sit here and fiddle with the rose itself for 10-15 minutes. And, well, I don't have that luxury here. But this is just to give you an idea. I want to roll this down on the outside. I promise you, you make a few, you get the hang of it. There's just no wrong way. They're very pretty. Each one has its own little personality. Now see, this it moves, but I have the option at this point. If I want it wider, I can. If I want it tighter, see how I can pull that? But I don't want it. And now that I have it like I think I like it, now is when, let's roll this down some. Again, you girls from Bass Lake, if you're watching this, the way I showed you how to do your Bass Lake rose, that will be my next tutorial up. It's much different than this. But this is for those that want to just really work with your paper. It's fun. Just keep working with it. And again, when you get this to where you like it, just reposition it the way you think it looks cool. And then add your glue down at the bottom. But anyway, so here's your rose. Just a little time, a little patience. I don't know if you can see that. My light's kind of... Little time, little patience. You just continue to work and you'll end up with this. I did use a Q-tip, and with my Distress ink, and I went in and I add Distress across the top. And here's another one I had started for the other video when my light fell. And then here's this one that I just stopped. I didn't do anything on the edges. It's just a straight flower. So, I mean, like, look, I have a bouquet of flowers here. And you, like I said, the shabbier you want them, the more you work them. Here's, I started working on one. That's when my light fell. I had to stop. But, you know, again, like, this is really wide open. I can still take this and shape this back like I want it. And then when I get what I want, then I glue it. So, I hope that this helps you. If you have any questions, gosh, let me know. Like I said, now that I've got a lot of things, graduation and all that kind of stuff going away, done with, and we've kind of gone a couple places, and so we're kind of like settled in now that I'm retired. And I hope to be doing a lot more of these for you. And I apologize it's taken me so long to do this one. But again, thank you for being very patient, and I truly enjoy all your comments, and they really do mean a lot to me. Again, thanks, and I'll hope to see you soon. Bye.